your cards here, I feel that things are looking good. Things are looking very good. All right, so first of all, in terms of your spiritual development, we have here the Seven of Cups as well as the Queen of Cups. So overall, what I'm getting from both of these cards is that in terms of opportunities opening up in your life, you are in a position where you are presented with many, many job potential prospects as well. So I definitely feel that all the doors in your life are swinging wide open, and it is up to you to decide what you want to pursue next. I feel that at any one time you have also been juggling a lot of responsibilities as well, and it would be a good month for you to kind of scale back and listen to your intuition a little bit more and figuring out, these are options, they're all nice, but what is it that I find emotionally fulfilling? What do I want to do so that I enjoy my work? I enjoy the people that I'm with. I enjoy their company. So the whole process of, screening out, closing some doors on things that have not been emotionally fulfilling for you or even emotionally satisfying for you, that's going to come into the picture. What I also feel with this card, with the Seven of Cups, is it's a process of decluttering your physical environment as well as your mental state and your mind, just so you can arrive into a place where you're more deliberate with what you do. You're more concentrated with your energy, and you can conserve some of your energy to doing activities and things that bring you emotional fulfillment. Okay. On the dating front, what I'm seeing is for a lot of you, you might be encountering a water sign energy. The water sign energy can be Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. What I'm seeing is for those of you who are dating females, if you're dating female, this is a good person that can come in for you. I feel that communicating with them is a little bit frustrating for some reason. I feel that this is a person that is very idealistic and they can be a little bit scatterbrained. They have a good heart generally, but I feel that the whole communication might be a little bit problematic. I also feel that they're not very grounded, and they might have they might have like they just seem to me to be very idealistic, very just like head in the clouds constantly. So they're not very grounded. Okay, so be careful about that. For those of you who are dating men, I feel that there will be a very spiritual figure coming into your life. And I feel that it could be a woman, possibly a water sign, or it could be somebody with a very strong sense of spirituality, somebody who's very just intuitive, psychic, who can help you narrow down your options. Okay, so try to mingle with people this month and rely on their expertise or rely on some insights. I feel that for a lot of you, and it's weird I'm getting this, but I feel like you might be watching this video for the very first time and you might not believe in, spirituality and things like that. You're just curious. And I do sense that this is a month in which your intuition is going to start to open up, or at least you're becoming more open-minded and receptive that there is such things as spirit guides and metaphysics and things like that. So I feel like a lot of you are kind of like 1 foot out the door. So you're still skeptical, but I do sense that you're open-minded enough to give this, the benefit of the doubt. I feel that you're surrounding yourself with somebody who's highly intuitive, and they might change the way you view the world as a result of it. And developing either our philosophical beliefs or our spirituality is always a good thing. I highly recommend it for everybody. So I feel like this is the opportunity for you. This is the month in which these issues, metaphysical issues, spirituality, religion, these things are coming up for examination. Okay, now let's talk about what's going on in your emotional state. And the first thing here is we have the Devil card and the Three of Swords. Now, both of these indicate to me some type of recurring pattern, some types of ways of behaving or connection that we have with another person, like bonds of attachment, cords of attachment that are not entirely healthy for us. I do feel that for a lot of you, you might have gotten into new relationships where somebody was you're dealing with somebody who's quite manipulative. They might guilt trip you. They might question your sense of responsibility as a way to get you to stay with them. I feel like they might question your sense of loyalty, your sense of responsibility to get you to stay with them. As a result of it, I feel that it's you feel out of a sense of obligation that you have to stay, but it's not a relationship that is healthy, nor is it something that is emotionally nurturing or fulfilling for you anymore. So identify what it is that you're really staying for and why you should let this person basically define who you are, because deep down you know who you are on the inside. So somebody's words, somebody's actions should not dictate your own sense of self-worth, should not corrode your own sense of responsibility that you know you possess. Okay, so keep that in mind when it comes to manipulation. I feel that somebody might be throwing words around that are very, very hurtful, and it's because they're afraid that you're going to leave. So whatever the situation is, they're operating from a place of insecurity, pettiness, and they are definitely afraid that you're going to leave. I feel for many of you, it might be on the work front. I do sense it might be on the work front. When I see this card, I feel like it's somebody with a sort of like dominion, a voice of authority. Having, I feel like it might come from a work environment mainly because somebody has control over you, and they're exercising their control in a very poor way. So on the work front, it's time for you to leave if you find yourself in this situation, okay? In terms of, I don't sense that it's so much romance and things like that, although it could be, but I'm feeling it's more like of an authoritarian, somebody on a power trip. And they're throwing these words around because they're afraid that you're going to regain your power and realize that you deserve a lot more and you might not want to stay in this workplace, okay? So keep that in mind. In terms of your relationships, we do have here the Two of Cups as well as the Chariot. So what I'm feeling here is that I mentioned earlier at the beginning that some of you are taking the first step towards something that you've always desired, that you've always wanted. This is what I feel is happening here. The Chariot indicates forward movement, progression. The Two of Cups indicates to me some type of a very strong soul connection that you have with another person. So as it pertains to relationship, a lot of you are moving forward with a relationship partner that you've just met, or a lot of you are starting new relationships, or you're at the very beginning of getting to know somebody and you're starting to like what you see. You're starting to realize that this can be a situation where you are very much in sync emotionally, mentally with another person. So if you've been in situations in the past where you feel like, this is just something that I do, it doesn't really jive with my self-identity, it means that it's not giving you emotional fulfillment. So you're moving on to something better. You're getting to know another person. I feel like the Two of Cups usually indicates two people coming together. It can be a contract, but usually in a relationship sense, it indicates to me also a spiritual union. So you have somebody in your midst that will be in the picture that has a very strong soul connection with you. There's a lot of equality. There's a lot of intellectual, emotional, mental rapport, even spiritual rapport coming through. So the relationships that if you are in relationships, the relationships are going to be headed in the right direction, okay? I feel for a lot of you, you might be leaving one relationship, moving on to something that is better for you emotionally, mentally as well. So in terms of your emotional state, we do have here the Star and the Eight of Cups. So first of all, the Star is a card about spiritual guidance. This is basically seeing that light at the end of the tunnel, or seeing the path that you're supposed to take in an hour of darkness. So I do sense that for a lot of you, you're starting to, that whole concept about being idealistic. All the information is coming to light, I'm feeling. And I feel that this is a month in which you might be grappling with your head and your heart, trying to decide, do I stay with, a myriad of options, or do I stick with the one thing that brings me a lot of emotional fulfillment? Towards the end of the month, you're going to realize that the path was there for you all along. All you had to do was walk away from a something that you've invested a lot of time in and emotions in, and it was no longer serving you. So you're not going to really, the choice is pretty much very, very clear cut. So you can't really deny yourself or, lie to yourself anymore. I feel for a lot of you, you're leaving behind a long standing relationship, possibly with a water sign. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You're moving on with another sign. You're moving on with somebody else, okay, that you have a very strong, egalitarian, strong friendship bond with. That's what I'm feeling. At the same time, I also feel that for a lot of you, there were, in the work environment, there were harsh words that were exchanged. I feel that in the work environment, a lot of you were like slaving away. You were like the work mule, the workhorse, and you carry the weight of that entire organization. You were working very diligently, and I feel that someone like in a position of authority is afraid that you're going to leave. So they might have said some harsh words and you end up leaving anyways. And that's a great thing, because if you're not feeling appreciated, or if someone is hoarding their power over you, that's extremely manipulative. So I feel that a lot of you might be walking away from some work environment that you might have invested, 8 months in, 8 years in, and you're not going to be looking back. And there is a contingency plan. There's something else coming through on the heels of it. Okay, so not to worry. All right, Capricorns. So let's talk about your spiritual, your advice overall for this month. The cards are urging you to go. So don't be afraid, and don't feel that, I know that, like, as an earth sign, you want to finish projects, you want to see things to completion, you want to see things come to fruition. Something that you've been working on, you want to see it wrap up nicely in nice little packages before you can move forward. And the cards are advising you, actually forge ahead, move forward, because I feel that whatever situation you're in, you were not, you other people treated you as if they didn't appreciate you. So there's no need to feel guilty. There's no, just don't let people guilt trip you. Don't let them manipulate you, okay? Who you are is basically self-defined, and whatever they say is not going to change who you are. So the cards are asking you, don't be stagnant, don't stay still, move forward, and create a better future for yourself. I feel that it's really pushing you to move on, because something that is a lot better for you is already in the picture, or is the next step. But I already feel like something is lined up for you. So don't be afraid to take that leap of faith and just move on, okay? I'm also sensing as well, if you're dealing with some a situation where you have been unfairly treated, it's also important for you to state your case and fight back, okay? Not in a combative way where you're, choking the other person, but I'm feeling like there is a need to stand up for yourself as well. So we also have the Hermit, and the Hermit indicates spiritual guidance, all right? So this card, everything else that's showing up here, I feel that for a lot of you, you're turning to spirituality, you're turning to faith, you're turning to, your sense of, like, there must be something else out there. There must be some, greater design. There must be, some greater being out there. A lot of you are tuning into religion, spirituality, metaphysics to answer some of these life's questions. And I feel that is great. You have some very strong divine protection here. And I feel that what's happening here is you are getting very strong guidance. Okay, we have the Emperor as well. The Emperor indicates this is a male figure that has passed on and is here in spirit form to give you guidance, to give you protection, and to give you a clearer sense of direction. So I feel that if anything happens and you fall, this person will catch you when you fall. So don't worry, okay? What I'm feeling here is you are kind of like at the bridge. You're encountering a bridge here, and the person that has crossed over is on the other side of the veil. So you're basically over here, and you have to rely on faith. You have to rely on intuition in order to reach the other person. So I feel like messages are getting transferred back and forth, but you might not have heeded the advice. You might not have believed in it in the past. But now there are a lot of synchronicities happening in your life, maybe even as early as March and April, I feel, where you can't ignore it anymore. So you're trying to delve into this in order to get messages from the other side, or at least somebody from the other side is flooding you with messages and showing you the way to go. And they're basically showing you that, they're there to catch you, and they have something really big in store for you. Okay, they have something really, really tremendously amazing in store for you, but they want you to meet them halfway. And what I'm feeling is it's sort of telling me that for those of you who are looking for new jobs and you're kind of afraid to leave the country to pursue the new jobs, don't be. You have some very strong divine protection here. For those of you who are kind of like thinking about, should I take a sabbatical? I'm kind of burned out with my job. Should I take a sabbatical and try to figure out what it is that moves me emotionally so that I can make that into a career? Definitely do it. I do feel here the Eight of Cups also indicates, travel, a journey as well. And it's more of like a soul searching journey, and you're going to have very strong protection as a result of it, okay? So the message here in terms of your overall advice is move on ahead, move on forward, be bold, be brave, and don't be afraid about doing something that is out of the ordinary. You have very strong protection that will allow you to do so, okay? I don't say this lightly because I know we are in the Mercury in retrograde period, and I don't say that lightly, but the cards are coming out very, very strongly in that some things are going to kind of, so some things are boiling over, and you're not going to be the same, or you're not going to feel the same way by the end of this month. And as a result of it, you are going to have to, physically remove yourself from a specific situation. And it's going to be different for a lot of you. I feel for a lot of you, you might be moving from a water sign to a fire sign. So Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer to a Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. I do sense that the fire sign might be a little bit younger. They bring a more dynamic energy with them, and I do feel that your energy would drive well. So that's something to look forward to. So let's just move on ahead with your love reading. So give me a moment. Let me clear these up. And let's see if the water sign and the fire sign both come up. Let's see what's in store for Capricorn. Love for May 2016. Okay. Okay. Okay, so at the center of this spread, Capricorns, we do have the Ace of Cups here. And the Ace of Cups indicates, usually it indicates a new love, but the way that I've been reading this, especially for, clients, is this is feeling, feeling that initial stage of like liking somebody, where you have the butterflies, where your stomach feels a little bit queasy, where you just feel a little bit flustered and just worked up around another person. So this is the beginning of that, the puppy love stage. Usually it also indicates a situation where we have very, very strong either physical attraction or emotional attraction towards somebody. There's definitely somebody that you have your eyes on, okay? A lot of you have recently walked away from a marriage situation, a love situation, and you're moving on mainly because you have feelings for somebody else and you can't deny it any longer. And I'm going to say as well, with the Nine of Cups, as the clarifier card, what it means to me is the feelings are being reciprocated. So you're not the only one that is handling this situation, or you're not the only one feeling it. The other person, the other party is also reciprocating your feelings as well. Okay, this is a wish card. So if you've got your eyes on somebody and you want to, make movement towards them, do it. It's a really good time for you to do it. And I definitely see feelings like flowing mutually. What I'm also sensing here is crowning this reading is your energy. So this is the Queen of Pentacles, and this is for you Earth signs out there, or you Capricorns out there. Not necessarily, a woman, but it can be male or female. A lot of you might be dealing with another Earth sign. So this is Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. If you're dealing with another Earth sign, the energy is very, very stable. I do feel, though, one thing I'm sensing is we have 3 women showing up in this spread, and we also have the 7 of Swords. If you're dealing with an Earth sign who is completely single, go ahead, go right for it. I feel like there is an underlying message about somebody is not completely, 100% divorce. So they might be separated, and you feel like I feel like if they're separated, you want to take it extra slow before you get physically intimate with them, because I feel like they're separated, but they're not exactly, divorced, and they might still have lingering attachments with whoever it is that they're with. So be very careful about that, okay? And take some time to observe. So if you're dealing with an Earth sign who says that they're, either separated or whatnot, you want to be careful about that, okay? So I do feel that for a lot of you, you might be emotionally, for those of you who are in coupled relationships, that are emotionally checked out of your current relationship. So if you're feeling as if, oh, I don't really love my husband anymore or my wife anymore, but I'm staying in this relationship for financial reasons, I feel there is somebody that is going to come into the picture. They're catching your attention, and you're having a crush outside of your marriage, okay? So just make sure, keep the temptation in check. What I'm seeing here is somebody doing something that they're not supposed to with the 7 of Swords. This is sneaky behavior. This is like temptation. This is like pining or thinking about somebody or fantasizing about somebody that you're not in a relationship with. And I feel that for a lot of you, you might be in a relationship that you're no longer happy with. And there's somebody else out there that is catching your attention, and you're starting to develop feelings for them, even though, you're not supposed to. So just keep that temptation in check, okay? That's what I'm sensing here. What I'm also feeling as well, for those of you who are newly, you're just out dating, it's a really good time for you to do so. Capricorn men, especially who are dating women, I feel there are a lot of options. There are a lot of women in your midst who have been, I feel like a lot of them might be mothers, a lot of them might be divorcee, or a lot of them might have recently gotten out of serious relationships. So they are looking more for like casual dating, and then further down the line, they are going to try to figure out if, what they want for the next step. So they are looking for the one, but they're very cautious about approaching you. So you might need to be a little bit more patient when you're dealing with these people, okay? For those of you who are exclusively dating men, so Capricorns who are exclusively dating men, I want you to be extra careful, because we do have here the 7 of Swords. Not that men are more susceptible to cheating or anything like that, but the energy I'm picking up is that I do feel that the way that you come across, because you're showing up as the Queen of Pentacles, so the way you're coming across, I feel that there are a lot of men who, like, I feel like older men who really, really are very much attracted to you. And also I feel that for a lot of Capricorn men, Capricorn people, you do like the men that are in a position of authority. As a result of it, they might be a little bit older, they might be in marriage relationships, they might have like some hidden agendas. So you want to be very careful about this, okay? Just be careful if that's the type that you're attracting. I see like somebody in a position of authority, who's casting their eyes on you. So it serves as a temptation. I don't feel that you're going to go for it, but it might put you in an uncomfortable situation. And I feel like because you respect them, you might also have romantic feelings for them. So either way, it looks to me to be very good, but just the whole concept about temptation if you're in a relationship, I feel that it's going to be important for you to keep that in check. For those of you who are traveling, who are thinking about traveling or are traveling this month, I do sense that you're moving to a new environment. It looks to me to be very, very positive, very good. You're going to be surrounded by people who actually are very much attracted to you. They like the way you look. They like the aura that you project, or the self-confidence that you bring to the table. So it looks very good. I'm actually going to pull out another card here with the Seven of Swords, just because the other cards look to me to be very good. So I'm just trying to see about the Seven of Swords. What do we need to know? Okay, so I was going to pull out one more. So we do have the Five of Pentacles here. I do sense, and also, the King of Pentacles decided to come out as well. I feel that somebody is stepping out of a relationship, okay? Somebody is stepping out of a relationship. And I do sense that for some reason, I'm feeling that you might encounter something. Like, I feel that you might run into somebody that is doing something they're not supposed to. And I feel that somebody might be in your work environment. It could be somebody like your boss, and it brings up some really uncomfortable feelings. Like it changes the dynamics. So this is the card about, encountering. And I feel like this is a separate message altogether. Encountering something that you wish you hadn't seen, encountering a situation where too much information was revealed to you. Okay. So just be careful about that. What I'm also sensing is for a lot of you, for those of you who have recently walked away from a relationship, I feel that you were in a relationship where somebody cheated on you. And as a result of it, you had to move on because, why be in a relationship when you can't trust the other person? I do sense that you might have a new relationship coming in, and your sense of self-worth, your sense of self-esteem is still a little bit low. So that's something for you to work on. And you're still dealing with the disappointment and the pain and the betrayal from the past as well. So you're trying to take it easy. You're trying to re-enter the dating scene, but you're doing it in a way where you're looking for more casual relationships, even though you want the long-term commitment, the long-term relationships. But I feel that emotionally, you might not be there just yet. You're now looking for casual, dating relationships. So that's something I'm feeling. I also feel somebody getting a taste of his or her own medicine. So there's some type of staging, planning going on to catch somebody in the act, or I don't feel it's revenge. I feel that it's confrontation, not in a conflictual way, because I feel that emotionally you're detached from it. But I definitely feel somebody's getting a taste of their own medicine, okay? And I don't feel it's you. I feel it's whoever it is that has done something wrong to you. You're showing up as the queen. So I do feel that, you're not like going behind anybody's back or anything like that. But whoever that has been doing something wrong in your midst, they're getting a taste of their own medicine, which is great, But just, keep in mind that, well, you're a Capricorn, so I don't feel like I need to say this, but I do see that, divine justice, divine intervention, there is a sense of divine timing where, karma will come back